Right.
All right, let's move on to question number 3. So question number 2 was a mouthful. Question number 3 from Curious in Clinton Township simply says or asks, what is the best method to hold title to real estate? And that's it, from Curious in Clinton Township. What is the best method to hold title to real estate?
Okay, so I know it's a little late, right? It's a little late, so it might get a little loopy, but that might be the shortest question, but it's going to have
Ever.
a loaded question, actually. It's going to have so much an answer, and it'd be miles long, pages long, treatises
Yes.
long. For what? How do you want to hold time? For what? That's the question. What is your goal, in holding this real estate? That's, the platform that is recommended. I mean, I don't understand the platform when they ask the platform, but the type of title that you want to have when holding real estate, or organization or entity that you want to hold, have it to hold title, is going to be dependent on the individual's goals. Okay. What's common for real estate investors, and what I recommend, is always to have a limited liability company hold your real estate. You can have 1, 2, or 3 properties in a limited liability company. You could have 10, you could have 100. We've done this, we've done this exercise where we've answered this question before. You can go bare. You can decide, well, I'm just going to hold it individually. So title can be held individually. It can be with a company that I just said, a limited liability company. It could be a C Corp. It could be a trust. You can put your property in trust. Be very careful. We get a lot of calls on a regular basis. I want to do this Wyoming trust, or I want to do this trust. There's only so much you can do to protect your interest. There are a lot of expenses in maintaining and creating these, fancy trusts that people hear about, especially online. The Wyoming trust has a lot of advantages, but then it has a lot of disadvantages too that nobody ever talks about. And maybe I should write a paper on that. That's just, the more common ways to hold a property. But then again, are you holding it jointly? Are you holding it individually? Are you holding it with a remainderman? Are you doing a leasehold? I don't know. There's too many ways. So that question is not specific enough. I would have to hear that individual's goals and what they're trying to accomplish. But, I will tell you this, and we'll stop talking after this. And that is, that question illustrates why you need to pick up the phone and you have to call either a real estate attorney / business attorney who does the business formations, or you contact a CPA, but I would recommend the legal aspect is not, it's got to go to an attorney. The financial and tax considerations, you should talk to a CPA.
Sure.
But you should never just go on the internet and go, hey, what do you think? What type of company should I own? Or how should I hold this property? Because everybody has a different need and a different goal. And, is it wealth preservation and the home is the asset that you want to put in a trust? Don't create your own trust. I just talked to a guy today who
DIY trust.
DIY trust. Yeah, if we're splicing these up, we have different questions. So one of the first question today was a DIY divorce. But don't do these things on your own. It's because there's a saying, pay me now or pay me later.
Right.
And there's a lot of legal implications and consequences that people don't think about when they borrow the document from their friend or the other investor who said, hey, this worked for me. Yeah, well, it may have worked for them, but it may not suit your needs. And so this individual, we need more information. But again, it just illustrates that you need to talk to a professional about your goals, what you're trying to obtain and accomplish. And then we can say, this is the best way to hold title for your set of circumstances. That's it.
Right. Okay. All right, well, Curious in Clinton Township, we need to get a little more specific.
I love these like iterations. They're great.
Yeah, I do too. Let's move